Hi, welcome to our lecture on ASP.NET Ajax by Ajax, and I'm Patty Crossway. In today's lecture, we're going to take a look at an example using the ASP.NET Ajax server controls. I already have set up in here, this is actually Visual Studio Express 2013. I have a website called Ajax and a default page, and we're going to be using the data server control, the SQL data source server control, and we're going to be utilizing the Ajax extensions controls, the script manager. We're going to skip the script manager proxy for now, the timer, the update panel, and the update progress. And I will show you the sample database in SQL Server 2012 that I already have set up. I have a customer table, which is for customers. Well, they could really be called stores, but for this example, it's not critical, the name of the table. And so it's Macy's, Sears, Walmart, and Target. And then I have, and the fields, customer ID, name, and I haven't populated these, but address, city. Oh, this should be state, not MN. Sorry about that. MN is in Minnesota, where I'm from, and zip code. So we also have a table called products with a product ID field, product name, inventory quantity, and then a foreign key of customer ID, which is going to link back to the customer table. So, actually, this is bothering me some, so I'm going to close this out for now. We're actually going to call this, we'll close this out too. Say no to that. We're going to rename this to stores. And we'll rename that to state instead of MN. And we'll rename this to store name, store ID, and then products, we're going to change that to foreign key to store ID. So that flows a little bit better. Alright, we're going to access that through their SQL data source control. Minimize that. Oops, where'd we go? Ah, there we are. So, what we got here, I have one SQL data source already on the page here. I'll click configure because I'll have to make some changes. Sample connection string. Take a look at that. This is my server, and SQL Express 2 is my instance of SQL Server. Sample is my database. Not using any username or password in this case, but you definitely can. You definitely should. And we're going to make a change here. Well, instead of products, on this one we want stores. We want store ID, store name. Then test query. There we go. There's our store IDs and their store name. Now our store name is going to be listed in a drop-down list, and then store ID is going to be the value of each individual selection. So we'll go ahead and put another data source on there. Oh, maybe we shouldn't do that right at this moment. Nope. I'm going to make some room here in our div tag. And we are going to insert an update panel. We'll just pull this data source right in there. And then I'm going to insert, we're also going to use the drop down list control. We'll insert that right into the update panel. Choose data source for our drop down, and I'm going to choose the one that we just created. Data field to display would be store name. Data field for the value of the drop down list is store ID. And we'll say OK. And then we'll put on here, not inside the update panel, but outside of it, the update progress control. I believe we need to set some properties. Associated update panel ID. So we'll select that one that we just created there. Say display after 10 milliseconds. And then we'll go ahead and save that page. And let's run this for right now and just to see what happens. Oh, right, we need a script manager. So let's close that out. Stop debugging. One very important piece that we need that is used along with the other Ajax controls, a script manager. We don't need that right in the update panel. Just put that right outside. I believe we should be okay. There we go. There's our drop down. Macy's, Sears, Walmart, Target. Okay, and I'll close out of there. And then we're going to create another, first we'll stop debugging. We'll create another SQL data source right in the update panel there. Configure. We'll select the same connection string that we had before, sample connection string. Click Next. And now we want the products. Product ID, product name, but we want to have a where clause where store ID, the foreign key, is equal to a control, and that control is going to be drop down list 1 for that lists the stores. default value, we'll just put 0. And add. And click OK. Then we'll click Next. And then we test query. We'll have to put in a valid value here to test it. We'll put 1. And this returns this shirts, dresses, coats, shoes, purses. This returns the products that have a foreign key of 1 in the products table. Foreign key, the store ID is the foreign key. So we'll click Finish there. And now we're going to create one more drop-down list control. Choose data source. And this time we'll choose our second one, SQL data source 2. And our field display will be product name, and our field value. Select a data field for the value of the drop-down list, will be product ID. Click OK. We'll save all that. And then we'll run our test. And in here we've got Macy's, default value, and all of Macy's products. And then when we select Sears, doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to do. We'll close out of this. And that's part of developing. You rarely get things right on the first try. Sometimes you do. Let's see. We'll clear out default value there. Oh, I know what we need. We need to go to this first drop down, and there's a property called auto postback. We need to set that to true. Alright, now let's give it a try here. Macy's, we get shirts, dresses, coats, shoes, purses. And now we select Sears. There we go. Now we got lawnmowers, grills, TVs. Do you notice that when I made that selection and this changed, that the page did not refresh? That is part of the update panel control. Since we have both of these drop-down list in the update panel control, it does a partial post back, and where you don't have to have the entire page post back to the server. Target razors. Alright. Close that out. Stop debugging. And we'll see what we can do with that timer control. And interval is in milliseconds, so we'll say refresh every excuse me, 100 milliseconds. Then we need to put in some code. Not in the page load event. However, in this tick event, we need to put some code in. There we go. Timer 1 underscore tick. So when the interval comes due on the timer, we're going to change the selection here. That's drop down list 1. Drop down list 1. Excuse me. That selected index equal to how about we say whatever existing selected index there is, go to the next one. Okay, let's save all that. Let's see what happens. Oh. Oh, an exception. Interesting. Oh, okay, because we tried to add too many to the selected index on this in this code. Let's stop debugging. We're going to set the timer interval a little bit slower. Every 2,000 milliseconds. Now we're still going to run into that problem of trying to add too many to that selected index. But let's see if we can't put a condition in here. We can just say for now, say selected an index. We can say if selected index is not equal to 3, now we'll save all that. Ah, there we go. Walmart, Target. And it's trying to do the refresh, but it's not doing anything because we told it if it's not equal to 3 and it's 0 based, the selected indexes, then don't do anything. But the timer is still running. Sears, Walmart, Target. And there we go. And we should probably take a look at this update progress control. Let's see. I'm not super familiar with that update progress control, but I know I've seen it where it'll display like a counter, blocks of colored sections that'll show the progress of the update panel. But I'm not real familiar with that one. And other than that, that's it for our example of Ajax server controls. Thank you.